Well, it's Ohio State. I know that. Quick story about that. When we had the opportunity to go to Notre Dame, we were staying in Cincinnati. Cincinnati is our home. My wife and I grew up 2 miles apart. We both went to the same high school that I was coaching at. Our kids went there. Our families, our parents, everybody was there, which is not uncommon in Cincinnati. And when Urban called, I called my wife and I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know I got this phone call today." And you know, kind of before I tell him no, I wanted to just let you know that. She said, "Don't you tell him no." And I said, "Is that right?" She said, "Well, first of all, it's Ohio State. And we grew up, Woody Hayes and all of that stuff. Secondly, it's Urban Meyer." And she said, "Look, let's go do this. We can make it work. It's an hour and a half away." So it was it's still hard. I mean, I loved where I lived. I loved what I was doing. But this is Ohio State. And these opportunities don't come along very often.
Nobody, probably better on staff, to let these players here know how the Cincinnati players are viewing this game. What are they saying?
In Cincinnati? Well, I'm not in their locker room. I'm not in their meeting rooms. I am certain. I think they are a very dynamic athletic team. I think they play very hard, and I think their coaches are going to have them incredibly well prepared. I don't think we should undersell the fact that it's the two major universities in the state of Ohio playing against each other, and they've had great success over the last 7-8 years, and you know, so I'm sure that their kids, and they've got a ton of them from Ohio, are going to be excited to play in this game, just as our kids are, and I think it'll be a special game.
You were obviously defensive backs coach, and because you struggled last year, this is the big test this year against your former team. What's it like for you that side of things, not just the motion, the X's and O's?
Well, this is the best group of receivers that we've seen this year, maybe the best group that we will see all year. This is a very dynamic quarterback. They spread the ball out. They throw it to all areas of the field. They're very fast, but they've also got 2 tall guys on the outside, quick slot guys on the inside. I mean, they are the complete throwing package. And so we're going to be tested like we have not been, other than going against our team in practice. And so that's going to be the challenge is significant this week.
What was it like at the end of last year for you? Being part of that struggling thing, and all offseason, that transition, what's that been like?
Well, I think every experience in life builds an opportunity for growth and learning, and you know, nobody likes losing. We hate it here. We don't expect it to happen, and so I think that was not pleasant. If losing becomes pleasant, you're probably going to lose a bunch. I think the offseason's been a great opportunity for me personally to grow. I've really enjoyed working with Coach Ash. I think he brings a different perspective to the game, to the defense, as does Coach Johnson. I think that's one of the hard things about college football is that coaching staffs are always changing. One of the great things about college football is that coaching staffs are always changing. So you get to meet a lot of people and learn a lot of things. So it's been a great opportunity for me and our team and our environment to grow.
Cincinnati has a player, 10 career touchdown catches. They average 31 yards a catch. It's kind of like Devin Smith this had for a long time. When you're going up against something like that, how do you try to stop that?
Well, I think that what makes them more challenging is they have a lot of guys. So if in a game like this, if you focus too much on any one of their individual receivers, they're going to find other guys that are going to be open. I think that's one of the things they do very well, and I think it's one of the things the quarterback does very well. So, you know, we've got to try to win individual matchups. We've got to try to adjust coverage for appropriate players and formations and settings, but I don't think we can spend an inordinate amount of time trying to defend one guy this week. I think that they have too many guys to be able to do that. I hope so. I mean, I think we practiced really well last week. I think our kids have really taken to the change and the difference throughout the course of the year, but we have not been challenged like this, so it's going to be great. I think it's to me it's fun. It's why you coach, and I think our kids feel that way. So I think our kids are going to be very well prepared this week.
In the bye week, did you tweak anything, adjust as much of anything? Travis Tyler talked about maybe a couple of different coaches here. There was
think I think each week presents opportunities for you to do things differently, and I'm sure not going to give away any secrets about what we did or didn't do last week, next week, or 5 weeks from now. Thanks for asking.
What is it about the defense, the way it practices, the scheme, whatever, that as you so charged up, what is it that you think hits the nail on the head with this defense, with this group of players?
Well, it's aggressive, and I think kids like being aggressive. I think coaches like being aggressive. It doesn't come without risk, but I like that style of play. It energizes me. I think it energizes our players. I think that they look forward to that, and those kids read the paper and all those kind of things too. And when people are calling you soft, who wants to be called soft? And I think our players have responded extremely well to that. And so I think I think they're excited about that, and I know that I am.
That said, people were calling you a lot of things at the end of the year last year.
None of them very good either.
Yes. How did you deal with it with your players? I mean, how did you?
Well, they're young men, and I've felt this way for a long time as a coach. It's the responsibility of the coach to stand in front of the train, not to put your players on the track. And I don't think there's any reason why those young people who are absolutely giving you everything they got should be exposed to that kind of criticism. But it is the world that we live in today. So I think we try to shield them from as much of that as we can and take on as much of it as we can. Personally, we're grown men, and we should. And I would try in every opportunity to talk with them about things that they can do to improve. But at the same time, I would never want one of those young people in this meeting room to feel like they're deficient or it's their fault or anything else when things aren't going well.
You heard what I was going to say about high school football in
Yep.
the Cincinnati area. Is that accurate? I mean, what's your take on why?
I think it's the best high school football in the world. I mean, why would I think any differently? That's all I know. I coached high school football there for 24 years, and I think it's outstanding football because it's important to people. When you go to Cincinnati and you ask people where they went to school, they don't tell you what college they went to. They tell you what high school they went to, and they feel very attached to their high schools and their neighborhoods. And that just is something that I guess is unique to Cincinnati. I don't know because I've only lived two places, but. I think that people identify with their schools, and on Friday nights they identify with their football teams, and so you do get big crowds, and it is important to people there. And I think the coaching is exceptional, and I think the players are extremely well prepared. It's a lot of places. It's year-round programs. I've had a great opportunity now in recruiting to go see great high school football in lots of places, in Texas and Florida and Georgia and lots of great high school football. So now I'm learning it's great in a lot of places. But Cincinnati, I think, it's important to people and it's unique, and so I think that's why they're successful. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Welcome to Columbus.
Once you decided that you wanted to come to Ohio State,
Yeah.
how hard was it to tell which next?
Terrible. No, it was hard for me to tell anybody. I mean, that's my hometown, and I grew up on the Reds and the Bengals and the Bearcats, and all, but I also grew up on the Buckeyes. And so my hometown, my home state, I mean, all of that makes things hard, I think. So it was incredibly difficult. It wasn't an easy conversation on either one of our ends. And, and I think it's hardest to leave players and to leave kids that you recruited. There's a lot of kids I'm going to coach against on Saturday that I recruited at that university, and I think that part's difficult. Hard. Football's always fun. I don't have any days that aren't fun, Bill, but it's harder, just for all those reasons. I think it's harder.
Talk about what you guys accomplished at UC while you were there.
Well, growing up in Cincinnati, the Bearcats were never really a focal point of the town, I didn't feel like, in all those years where the stadium wasn't really full and all that, and having been a part of the 3 years with Coach Kelly and the 2 years with Butch and seeing the stadium filled and winning the championships and going to the BCS bowl games and being in that conversation was very exciting. It was a great time for me because I had been born and raised there, and I think that Coach D'Antonio had started something there that just has been carried over, and I think that they are a force in college football. I really do. I hope that they can get in one of the Big Five deals because I think they're a real force in college football and should be. And it's a great university. It's a great part of the town, and I think they're doing great things with the campus and the facility and all those things. And so it was a good ride, Bill. It really was. It was a really good 5 years.
One of the guys who was recruited 1 year at UC, Shaq Washington, wide receiver. What do you see from him? Because he's had some challenges. What do you remember about Shaq's recruitment?
Well, Shaq is an incredibly quick and athletic player. He's fantastic in space. They do a great job of getting Shaq the ball. He's going to catch between 7 and 10 and 12 balls every game. He finds open areas. He sits down in zones very well. If you try to man cover him, your matchup is going to be difficult. I think that Shaq is a great player. I think he's one of a number of great skilled athletes that they have. I think that we were excited to get Shaq when we were at Cincinnati. I think he's a dynamic player in the state, and I think that he has fulfilled everything that we thought when we were at Cincinnati about his recruitment, what kind of player he was going to be, the energy he was going to bring to the program.